Before dawn, on under 20,000 a year, you wake as the borrowed couch creaks under your hip. You rub the prepaid card against your thumb and check whether the bus fare survived the night. You tuck the state ID, old mail, and pay stub into the backpack like the backpack is a safe. The bus carries you past shuttered storefronts toward the strip mall credit union. Early morning glass shows the NCUA insured sign. Your sore feet shuffle along the carpet strip while people with paychecks step around you. You open the folder, close the folder, and smooth the bent corners with both hands. You print each answer on the membership clipboard, slow with the address and careful with the name. The greeter asks where you work, and you explain the work address that might get you through field membership. By late morning, you slide the state ID under the glass and wait with your hands flat. The check system's record cools the member service representative's voice.
The lobby chair sits under fluorescent light while the coin machine hums in the corner. You answer the member service representative about the closed account and the unpaid fee from long ago. You push the crumpled utility bill forward with a finger over the street name. Around midday, the branch manager explains second chance rules in a voice meant for children. You place the required bills on the counter for the opening share deposit. You watch the teller feed the bills through the cash recycler. The share deposit pays only for a narrow doorway, while steady deposits on the next rung buy staff more reason to trust you. You eat a gas station hot dog outside before your shift, with the receipt folded deeper than the napkin. Mid-afternoon, you stand on the sidewalk and call about sending direct deposit to the new account. You copy the routing number into a phone note, checking each digit with a dry mouth.
After work, you fight the old phone through the banking login and the verification code. You write the member number on notebook paper and hide it inside the backpack lining. Near midnight, the rented room stays noisy. You pull the blanket to your chin and sleep, hoping the next paycheck misses the check cashing counter. On 30,000 a year, a low balance alert lights the room before your alarm. You pick up the phone before a service shift and open the credit union app. The available balance sits under pending rent like a warning label. You move a small piece of the share savings account into checking. Early morning, you pedal the bike toward work and the ATM vestibule with the cheaper logo. You stop at the in-network ATM, where the fee does not take another bite. On break, you endorse the paper check against a scarred table beside a cold coffee cup. You flatten the check and photograph the front and back with the phone camera. The check hold notice arrives after the confirmation. By midday, you ask the teller why the money you earned is still waiting. The credit union earns little from a thin account, so it protects itself with holds until payroll and history make you cheaper to serve. The teller line crawls while lunch minutes vanish. You eat rice from a plastic container between shift calls. You insert the debit card for bus fare and listen for the approving beep. Mid-afternoon, you enter the PIN while the cashier waits with a hand on the scanner. You call the call center agent about the online password you forgot again. You deposit cash before the branch closes, and the teller drops the bills into the cash drawer. The deposit receipt comes with a quiet mention of overdraft protection. After 6, you pull meat from a rotisserie chicken and stretch the chicken across more meals. You lie in bed and delete the forgotten subscription before the next charge can land. You schedule the utility bill payment for the payday window and leave the confirmation tucked in the app. The laundry basket waits by the washer while a show murmurs from your phone. Past 10, the debit card rests on the kitchen table where your hand can find it. You turn into the pillow, knowing the credit union gate opens only when you step through carefully. 45,000 a year begins with a payroll alert buzzing before sunrise on the cheap nightstand. You open the credit union app and find direct deposit sitting in the account before your shoes are on. Before coffee, you split the paycheck into rent, groceries, and a small share savings transfer. You send utilities through bill pay and mark the kitchen calendar with the payment day. Early morning, you push the credit payment ahead of the due date instead of waiting for the warning. The older car starts on the second turn, and you drive to work with less heat in your chest. During break, you read the pre-qualification email twice, suspicious of how polite the offer sounds. You call the credit union and ask what overdraft protection would cost if the account slips. You answer security questions with your old street name employer, and the last branch you used. Regular payroll lowers the credit union's guesswork, so overdraft protection becomes a priced option instead of a lecture. Hold music hums from the phone speaker like ordinary waiting. Around lunch, you buy a fast casual bowl without counting coins in the line. You tap the debit card on the card reader and keep walking. The ATM vestibule smells like floor mat rubber and receipt paper. You move extra cash into savings before the afternoon can eat it. You ask the lending specialist whether a secured card would help more than another small loan. After work, you request a cashier's check for rent and slide your ID across the counter. The teller recognizes regular deposits in the core banking record and speaks to you like the account has a past. You ask whether paying early changes the payment schedule or only calms your nerves. You cook dinner in the pan without counting each ingredient against tomorrow. You bend over the homework sheet while the children erase the same answer again. You set an automatic transfer for next payday and name the savings goal in plain words. The modest apartment goes quiet around the refrigerator's low buzz. You switch off the bedroom lamp before payday thoughts can start their loop. At $60,000 a year, the secured card statement waits on the counter while due dates lead the morning. You check the credit builder loan timing while cereal bowls clink and someone searches for a missing shoe. You confirm the automatic payment is scheduled from the right account. The secured credit card balance sits low enough to keep utilization from dragging your score down. You drive the used car to the branch appointment with the repair estimate folded in the console. You carry pay stubs through the branch lobby like proof that the next version of you is real. Mid-morning, you tell the loan officer the car repair cannot wait another pay cycle. Across the glass-walled office, the rate sheet shows the gap between advertised hope and your file. You watch the loan officer's face while the credit report loads. You discuss debt to income, old collections, and the payment you swear will not be late. The printer fills the glass office with a steady hum. You press careful initials into the signature pad until the loan disclosures stop looking like English. On-time payments feed the credit bureaus, and a cleaner record lets the credit union price the next loan with less fear. Around midday, you set the calendar reminder close to payday where the loan due date can survive. You eat the burrito in the car and wipe salsa from the appointment folder. You cut the old high-fee card into strips with kitchen scissors. You call the financial counselor and write down the action plan in the margin of a grocery list. You ask the call center line whether early payoff helps the credit builder history or leaves the record thinner. The credit score estimate rises a little, and the tiny approval stops feeling imaginary. After 6, you stir dinner at the kitchen stove while reminders glow on the phone. You pay the bill stack in a planned order. Rent first, utilities next, loan last. The home buying video playlist plays low beside the couch. The reminder chime cuts through the room, then the apartment settles. You sleep with the apartment lease in the drawer, building the record brick by brick. $85,000 a year starts with insurance quotes on the counter and a car deal you can push back on. You spread pay stubs, the insurance card, and the trade-in title across the kitchen table. The auto loan pre-approval shows a term, a rate, and conditions you read before shoes go on. You tuck the driver's license, title proof, and insurance card into a folder. Early morning, you drive the rattling trade-in toward the branch with the registration in the glove box. You give the loan officer the vehicle identification number, mileage, price, and down payment. The car gives the credit union collateral it can repossess, so your good file now earns a cleaner approval than unsecured borrowing did. You ask the loan officer about conditions before the dealership gets your pulse up. Late morning, your shoes cross the showroom tile under a row of clean windshields. You pull a door handle, grip the steering wheel, and tap the infotainment screen. Showroom lights sit bright on rows of new paint. You answer the salesperson's monthly payment pitch with the total price. Around midday, you eat a burger near Auto Row with floor cleaner smell still in your clothes. You make the finance manager compete with the credit union rate already in your pocket. You call the insurance agent and name the credit union as loss payee. You check the lien holder name against the title work before the clerk can file it wrong. Mid-afternoon, you sign the credit union note and the title application until your hand cramps. You decline the extended warranty with a polite nod and your eyes on the payment. You weigh gap coverage against the down payment and the way new cars lose value. You set the first payment on the autopay form and keep the due date close to payday. Late afternoon, you take the car keys and drive away in the newer car. You pair the phone to the dashboard before leaving the lot. Under the streetlight, you study the paint for scratches. Night lies soft across the clean car hood. You sleep with more road outside your door and the payment date beside the bed. A household at $120,000 a year begins under tax returns spread across the morning. You gather bank statements, pay stubs, and insurance quotes for debt that will last across decades. You upload income files into the mortgage portal and rename each file the way the processor asked. You bind the insurance binder for the property before the lender can clear the condition. Early morning, you drive between work and the branch office with a folder riding on the passenger seat. Mid-morning, the mortgage loan officer walks you through the rate lock, escrow, closing costs, and points. Servicing pays over many payments, so the credit union earns from the long relationship as much as from the closing table. Conditional approval sounds close to clear to close, but the gap feels wide. Late morning, you answer the loan processor's request for another item from the parking lot. You feed the missing bank statement page into the scanner and send the file again. The mortgage portal spins while coffee cools in the travel mug. You pick at the takeout salad and leave half the forkfuls in the bowl. You refresh the underwriting status until the word processing changes into underwriting. You explain the large deposit through the loan processor, naming the relative, the timing, and the gift letter the underwriter wants matched. The appraiser photographs the bedrooms, stretches a tape along the hallway, and taps measurements into a tablet while you stand near the kitchen doorway. The appraisal lands close enough for the room to loosen. You call the real estate agent from the driveway, and the real estate agent exhales before talking about the next condition. Mid-afternoon, you confirm liens with the title company while a clerk reads names from the search over the phone. The HELOC talk turns to draw period, repayment period, variable rate, and the part of the house you can borrow against. Your signature turns into a scratch. The notary slides the final pages across the title company table and checks your driver's license against the name on the closing disclosure. The title officer releases the wire, funds the escrow account, and sends the recording packet out of your hands. After closing, you carry a pizza box into the empty house and set it on the bare kitchen counter. You kneel between unpacked boxes and tighten furniture screws until the little wrench bites your palm. The roof is quiet above you. You sleep with the house keys on the nightstand, and the conditions finally quiet. At $250,000 a year and up, you open the morning through business checking instead of a debit card balance. Your thumb approves the ACH batch with payroll leaving and a wire arriving before the coffee finishes. You release vendor payments before breakfast while the bookkeeper lines up invoices in the business back room. Your deposits help fund other members' loans, and your business borrowing throws off interest, so senior staff learn your name. You drive the new vehicle to your own office while the sun hits the hood. You unlock the business back room before staff arrive and flick on the lights over stacked deposits. Mid-morning, you ask the commercial loan officer for a line of credit built around seasonal cash flow. The personal guarantee puts your house behind the expansion, and the commercial loan officer says the quiet part with care. You direct the bookkeeper and treasury services specialist through fraud controls after a strange debit hits the account. The branch manager badge comes toward you in the lobby, and the branch manager says your name before you reach the teller line. The private office door closes softly. The Treasury Services Specialist explains same-day movement limits while your phone buzzes with a supplier waiting.
You authorize the wire transfer by dual control, and your bookkeeper enters the second approval from the other workstation. Around midday, you cut into a steak salad while the lender talks expansion across the restaurant table. Your accountant weighs tax timing beside the lender and marks the quarter with a pen cap. Your attorney flags succession risk in a low voice, with the personal guarantee still sitting between coffee cups. You renew the certificate after the rate discussion and tell the branch manager which maturity date fits the business. The wealth advisor calls about retirement accounts, insurance, and estate planning while you walk past the shop windows. You sponsor the chamber event and shake hands under a banner near the credit union table. Late afternoon, you use the direct line to escalate a delayed wire before the vendor truck leaves the yard. The loan committee question cools the room, and the commercial loan officer straightens the folder in front of him.
You tell the bookkeeper payroll will clear. Then you point to the ACH confirmation on her monitor. You join the charity dinner in a dark jacket while credit union staff nod from the next table. You thank the credit union executive for the callback and the path forward, then hand your coat to the restaurant attendant. You walk the quiet business floor after everyone leaves, passing dark registers, locked drawers, and the break room chairs your crew will fill tomorrow. Night settles at the office window over deposits, jobs, and the name on the front door. The same NCUA insured sign gleams in the branch glass, the one you once studied from the lobby carpet while waiting for permission. You sleep in the quiet house, with bigger choices waiting beyond the dark hallway.